Why they need you to stay at your crappy old job, and you're allowing them to do so. I'm going to share with you an article that came across my feed today by Bari Weiss. Now, you may or may not be familiar with Bari. She's right for the New York Times, liberal, but she got canceled. I forgot why. But anyway, she got canceled because anyone who says anything that the libs don't like, cancel you. They're not even libs. They're fascists. I mean, just let's acknowledge this. They're no longer liberals. They're just fascist mobs, tyrants. Anyway, this article is pretty interesting, and I want to share you with a couple quotes here. And this is exactly why they need you to work for their control, to control you, so you don't have any independent thought. And they give you this freaking feeling of that you're in control by your wealth and your highfalutin lifestyle. You're not. You're not. You're literally a slave to these people. So this is a miseducation of America's elites, affluent parents terrified of running afoul of the new orthodoxy in their children's private schools organized in secret. Now, this may sound like, these people are, a rich liberal essentially, and they're just nuts with no guts. It's true. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, well, whatever. But is this not happening to you as well? With your Coca-Cola job, with your USA job, with your whatever, the corporate job, your university job? Most big institutions are as woke as more so than the government. I don't know why, but most are. And so while you sit there and chastise and belittle these people, these wealthy to-dos, is this not the same for you, my friends? And what is the ramifications of you being as an employee of these firms? So let's check this out. We're going to go down a little bit. All right, so I want to go down here. Hold on a second. Start here. In a backyard behind a 4-bedroom home, 10 people sat in a circle of plastic Adirondack chairs. They are rebels, well-off Los Angeles parents who send their children to some fancy schmancy good time rock and roll school in Los Angeles, the most prestigious school in the city. By normal American standards, they are quite wealthy. By the standards of this good time rock and roll school, they are average. They are two career couples who credit their own success, not to family connections or inherited wealth, but to their own education. So it strikes them as something more than ironic that a school that costs $40,000 a year has Charlie Munger and Sarah Murdoch on their board as teaching students that capitalism is evil. All right, but it's not it, man. Most of all, they are worried that the school's new plan to become an anti-racist institution is making their kids fixate on race and attach such importance to them in ways that strike it as grotesque. All right, but that's not bad. So they're saying they are making my son feel like a racist because of pigmentation of his skin. All right. How does okay? You think, well, okay, that's you don't have to say there, but listen. The parents in the backyard say that for every one of them, there are more too afraid to speak. I've talked to at least 5 couples who say, I get it. I think the way you do. I just don't want the controversy right now. They worry about losing their jobs or hurting their children if they're opposition to this ideology or known. The school can ask you to leave for any reason. Then you're blacklisted from all the private schools. You'd be known as a racist, which is worse than being a murderer. All right. One private school parent born in a commie country said, I came to this country escaping the same sort of fear and retaliation that my children now feel. All right. So parents who have spoken out against this ideology, it hasn't gone over well. I had a conversation with a friend and I asked him, is there anything this movement we should question? And the guy said, dude, that's dangerous ground on our friendship. The fear is shared deeply by the children. For them, it's not just a fear of getting a bad grade or getting turned down for college, even though that fear is potent. There's the fear of social shaming. All right, now let's keep going down here. These are American elites, the family who can afford to pay $50,000 a year for their tuition. This is not the only reason the story matters. But remember, they can afford it. Why can they afford it? Because we have 2 career couples. So let's keep reading. I want to show you something else, though. All right, hold on. Just let me pause it for just a second. The atmosphere of wokeness is making the children anxious, paranoid, and insecure. My son knew I was talking to Bari, and he begged me not to. He said he wants to go to a great university. He told me that one bad statement from me will ruin this. All right, so let's see. The fear is shared deeply by the children. For them, it's not. If you publish my name, it will ruin my life. People would attack me for even questioning the ideology. I don't want people to know I'm a capitalist. All right, so then we go down to the whole thing's freaking nuts, and they want you to. This is how they control. They say we're going to sell you bread and circuses, but then if you don't abide, we're going to put you in the outskirts. So let's take a look here. Here's Barry saying, hold on just a second. Another explanation is groupthink and social pressure. Sometimes the smartest people are the easiest ones to fool. If you made a decision to go to the board of Dalton, having exposed all these leftist views forever, and you want your kid to get in Harvard, you're not going to stand up and say, wait a second, you're just going to go do it. But it's not even just going to Dalton. It's not what I don't even know what the hell that is. It's not even go to Harvard, man. It's about you and your job. All right. It's not just Dalton, a school that's committed to being visibly, vocally, and structurally anti-racist. Bain and Company is tweeting, Maine, where freaking Mittens work, women's with an X History Month. The Cartoon Network is employing children to see color. Coca-Cola was instructed to be less white. You cannot buy or sell the newly problematic Dr. Seuss titles. The theology isn't speaking the truth to power. It is a power. Exactly right. And here's a mom. I don't mean to get emotional. I just feel helpless, she said through tears. I look at the public school and I'm equally mortified. I can't believe what they're doing to everybody. I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid to speak loudly. I feel cowardly. I just make little waves. This fear of retribution. This is where they want you to work, because if they can throw you this middle class, upper middle class, glorious life, they can make you abide. They'd rather live on your knees and die on your feet, is what the better read than dead is what the liberals used to say about the communists. Like, yeah, we'll all be living under communism, better read than dead. I'd rather live on my knees and die on my feet. But that's not the answer. It's not a binary. That's a false dichotomy. You can live on your feet and live at the same time. You can do it. But you have to do it. You have to separate yourself from this idea that I have to go to work, I have to slave, I have to be woke, I have to. I share with this woman I know at USA and freaking love her to death, and she's probably the best financial planner you'll ever see. And I obviously can't say names. Very well, they're very well compensated financially. Their situation is fine. They're not running out of money. She knows this. But she cannot separate, and she hates the woke crap, but she can't separate from USA because she says, I just need the money. I'm like, do you? Do you need the money? How do we know that you do A, and how do we know you can't get it doing something else? See, that's where they get you. They say, look, if you leave us, you're going to be broke, you'll be destitute, you have no health care. No health care. You might get COVID. I mean, that's what they do. You won't be able to watch Netflix. Yeah, they create this false dichotomy and we fall for it. I'm telling you, I don't want to go back to being poor, so I'm going to do whatever they say. Hey, I'll tell my kids to be ashamed to be white. It's freaking nuts. It's nuts. But if I say anything, then I'll be ostracized and I might lose my job at Coke or Bain or whatever, the Comedy Central. This is insane. This is how they capture. This is how they enslave you. And this is how they keep you down, by throwing you bread and circuses. Here's some entertainment. Here's some money. You're going to live great, but you're not living great. You know it in your heart. That's why you got to quit. I mean, don't just quit because I said so. Make sure you have the financial resource to do it. But it's not a false dichotomy. It's a false dichotomy. It says, if I quit, I'll be poor. If I don't quit, I won't be. You don't know that. Anyway, this is how they control you, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, we'll see you.